Welcome to our lecture online. Here we're going to try to find the unit normal and unit tangent vector of both the position vector and the curve associated with the position vector. The position vector is defined here as t squared in the I direction plus 3t in the j direction, and I've figured out where it points to for various values of t being the parametric variable in the equation. And notice here the 4 points, 0, 0, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 9, 9. And then the curve is defined by the line that goes through these points. And then we have the unit vectors pointing to the various locations. So when we try to find the unit normal and the unit tangent vector, are we finding it relative to the position vectors, or are we finding it relative to the curve defined by the position vectors? Notice that for a particular point, when t equals 2, you can see that the angle between the x-axis and the curve, and the x-axis and the position vector pointing to the curve, they're different angles. So let's call them phi and let's call them theta. So what do we physically mean when we look for the unit normal vector or the unit tangent vector? And it's typically defined by finding it relative to the curve. Now we're going to do it both. We're going to do it relative to the position vector and relative to the curve. And then we're going to show you how to find these two angles given the information right here. Also know that these are the equations to find the unit tangent and the unit normal vectors. So first, let's find theta. So theta can be found by taking the inverse tangent. So theta is equal to the inverse tangent of the opposite side over the adjacent side. The opposite side would be the y-coordinate, or I should say the y portion or the y component of the position vector, which is 3t, divided by the x component of the position vector, which is t squared. So we can go ahead and cancel that out a little bit, and so we have this is equal to the inverse tangent of 3 over t. And then if we want to evaluate that for a particular value of t, so now the angle theta as a function of t equals 2 is equal to the inverse tangent of 3 over 2. And let's see what that's equal to. So 1.5, take the inverse tangent, 56.31 degrees. Now let's find the angle phi. Now, to find the angle phi, now we're finding the angle relative to the curve, not relative to the position vector. So we can't use this here. What we need to do is we need to find the derivative of the position vector, because that will give us the slope of the curve at that location. So let's do that. So r prime of t is equal to 2t in the I direction plus 3 in the j direction. So now that we have the derivative, that's equal to that represents the slope at various values of t for the curve. And so now we can find phi. So phi is equal to the inverse tangent of the opposite, which is 3, divided by the adjacent, which is 2t. And then if we find phi when time is equal to 2, or not time, when t is, of course, represents any parametric variable, that's going to be equal to the inverse tangent of 3 over 2 times 2, which is 4. And let's see what that's equal to. 3 divided by 4, take the inverse tangent, which is 36.87 degrees. All right. So now when we find the unit and normal vectors, we can do it relative to the curve or relative to the position vector. Let's start with the position vector and see what we get. So doing it relative to the position vector. Okay, we use the very same equations, just different angles. So in this case, it's going to be the unit tangent vector. And of course, we're going to use the angle theta, because that's the angle that defines the direction of the position vector, which is going to be equal to the cosine of theta in the I direction plus the sine of theta in the j direction. And I'm plugging in the angles. We get is equal to, let's see here, 56.31 degrees is equal to, so the cosine of 56.31, that would be 55, so 0.55, 0.55 in the I direction, and then plus, so that would be 56.31. Take the sine of that, that's 0.83. 0.83 in the j direction. So that's the unit tangent vector relative to the unit vector, not the unit vector, relative to the position vector, not relative to the curve. And then to find the normal relative to theta equals 56.31 degrees, that's a unit normal vector. So we take the negative of this value right here, negative 0.83, and then we put the positive value over here, 0.55i. So notice the switch, we take the negative value here and make that the x component or the I component. We take this value here and we make that the j component. So now we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to do it for the curve, relative to the curve at t equals 2. So that's this point right here when x equals 4 and y equals 6, so at the coordinate point 4 and 6. So at that location, what will be the unit tangent vector and the unit normal vector? So notice we find the angle phi this time. We had to do that by taking the derivative of the position vector, which gives us the slope of the position vector, and then of course evaluate it at t equals 2, which means at the coordinate point 4 and 6. So the unit tangent vector phi is going to be equal to the cosine of phi in the I direction plus the sine of phi in the j direction. And then if we evaluate that for the angle phi is equal to 36.87 degrees, which is equal to, I believe that's, let's see, 36.87, take the cosine, yes indeed, that's 0.8. So it would be 0.8 in the I direction plus 0.6 in the j direction, and then to find the unit normal vector relative to the curve, so we use the angle phi, 36.87 degrees. We take the negative of this and put it over here, negative 0.6 in the I direction, and then we take the positive of this and put it over here in the j direction. So this here will give us the unit tangent, the unit normal vector relative to the curve at that location, and this will give us the unit normal and unit tangent vector relative to the position vector. Now, typically that's not done, but sometimes it gets confusing, and then we have to realize to find the angle theta, we use the position vector. To use the angle phi, we need to take the derivative of the position vector, and hopefully that clears things out quite a bit, because that's how it's done.